Hey lighting fanatics, today we're going to be taking a look at these vintage Commonwealth Edison freeway 51 153 204 watt incandescent light bulbs. Commonwealth Edison is an electric utility company here in the United States. I think they operate all over the country, not just in one area, so they're a pretty known electric utility here. And in the 1970s and 80s, they used to give out these free incandescent light bulbs to their subscribers. And the light bulbs were all under the Commonwealth Edison brand, but they were manufactured by major light bulb brands like Westinghouse and Sylvania. So these were actually pretty good quality bulbs that they were just giving out to their subscribers. At least I'm pretty sure they gave them out for free with some kind of service. I'm not sure. But that's where we ended up with these bulbs. Now, one thing you may notice about these bulbs is that they advertise these super weird wattages on them. These particular ones here say 51, 153, 204 watts. Why not just 50, 150, 200 like a normal light bulb? Well, these Commonwealth Edison bulbs, one thing that they had going for them is that they're advertised as consuming a little bit more power when you first start using them, but then slowly dropping down to average out at those normal wattages. So, while these are advertised as being an initial wattage of 51, 153, 204 watts, it will actually average out to be 50, 150, 200 as you use the bulb. It explains that a little bit on the package, so we'll take a little bit of a look at that shortly. But speaking of the packaging, let's actually take a look at these bulbs here. So we'll start with the packaging and then we'll look at the bulbs themselves. So on the front of the packaging here it says freeway light. We get a nice little depiction of the bulb here. Again, initial 51, 153, 204 watts. Down here we have the initial wattage, initial light output in lumens, and average life in hours of the bulb on the low, medium, and high settings for the freeway bulb. This side is the exact same as the front, and then on this side we have some actual information here. So on the top here it says Snowy White Light Bulb, which is just their brand name for a soft white bulb pretty much. It's just a standard silica coated soft white bulb. Here it says 50, 150, 200 watt average during life. So again, they're advertising these as having an initial wattage of these really weird, slightly higher wattages, and then here they're saying it's going to average out to be those more normal wattages. I'm not sure if every incandescent bulb is like that and the manufacturers just don't bother to advertise it, or if that's something that's unique to these Commonwealth Edison bulbs, because that's something you only really see on these. So I don't know what the deal is with that, but it's pretty interesting. Then underneath that it says designed for longer life than 50, 100, 150 watt, 1500, 1200, 1200 hour, 620, 1580, 2200 lumen bulb. May be used wherever initial 50, 100, 150 watt bulb is specified. Now, I'm not so sure about that because, well, for one, it does last longer than that bulb, 2000, 1750, 1750, but it's still producing more light than that, and it probably produces more heat. So I'm not sure if every single fixture that uses the 50, 100, 150 bulb would be compatible with this, but I suppose they aren't lying. It does last longer. Here we have some instructions essentially saying use it in a three-way socket and screw it in properly. Burn base down, because I guess the cement in the base of this bulb must not be good enough for it to be mounted base up. It must not be able to handle as much heat. Because of course if you screw it in base up, the heat will rise and heat up the cement, and this cement must not be able to withstand that heat. I assume this is the model number, WCE A23-51-204E. And then here we get some actual information about who made it. So of course it's advertised as being Commonwealth Edison light bulb service, but it's actually manufactured by GTE Products Corporation, which is Sylvania. So this bulb was manufactured by Sylvania for Commonwealth Edison. They didn't actually make the bulb themselves. So these bulbs are actually made by major light bulb manufacturers, just advertised as Commonwealth Edison. So let's actually put this bulb aside first of all, and let's open up this package here. I really like this little package that they got going here. It's pretty neat. Of course it's hexagonal shaped on the side, but then it's just like folded up here. It's pretty neat. And there's our bulb. We just gotta slide it out, and oh my gosh, is that a new old stock beauty right there. She is clean. So of course we can see our silica coating here. Looks a little thin. Maybe because they were free, they put less silica in these bulbs so that they would be cheaper to manufacture. I'm not entirely sure. I'm pretty sure this is an A23 size bulb. We'll measure it later, but that's what they're implying on the packaging here. So I assume that's what this is. Here's our base. Now of course we have two contacts here, two hot contacts, and then the neutral contact on the side. That's still the same. But that's because we have two filaments inside these bulbs. If you don't know, three-way bulbs actually have two filaments inside of them. I have a little diagram drawn here that I'll show real quick and explain that for those who don't know. So here I've drawn a diagram of essentially what a three-way bulb looks like on the inside. So we have two filaments, in this case one 51 watt filament and one 153 watt filament. And these filaments are able to be turned on independently because they each have their own power input going to them. And then of course they share the neutral line, because why would you put separate things for that? But you can turn them on individually. So you can have either the 51 watt filament on or the 153 watt filament on. Or you can turn both filaments on at the same time and get 204 watts of power consumption, not 204 watts worth of light in the normal sense, because incandescent filaments tend to get more efficient the higher wattage they are. So when you're combining these lower wattage filaments, you're not going to get the same amount of light as a regular 200 watt bulb, but you will get more light than just having this filament on. So you get 3 settings of light out of one bulb, and all you have to do is design a switch that can turn the filaments on individually or together, and now you have 3 settings of light in one fixture. Back to our bulb here. So of course we saw 2 contacts here. I'm pretty sure the middle one is the larger filament and the outer one is the smaller one. So if you were to screw this into your regular fixture without a three-way base, you'd at least get the higher wattage filament when you turn it on. Now let's take a look at our etch here. It does say Sylvania on it, but we also have the Commonwealth Edison logo in the middle, letting you know that this is a Commonwealth Edison branded bulb. It says 51, 153, 204 initial watts, 120 volt, and then burn base down. So there you go. You can only put this in like a table lamp, which is really where these bulbs were used the most often. You wouldn't be able to put it base up because the cement would melt and the glass envelope would fall off. Let's take some measurements of the bulb here. We'll start with the overall length, or I guess technically the height of it, and of course it wants to roll away. It is approximately 5 1/2 or 5 1/4 inches. Now let's measure the width of it. This should be 23/8 inches. It is kind of hard to measure these round bulbs, but it does look like it is 23/8 inches. So this is an A23 size bulb. So there we go. And before we turn on this bulb, let's see if we can examine the filament structure inside using the light bulb filament viewer. I don't think I've shown this on my channel yet. This is an idea that I got from Rare Lamp Collector. This essentially is a normal flashlight, but I've taped over the front of it and poked a small hole in the middle of it, so that the light only gets through that little pinhole there, and I guess the way it comes out, it produces more of a shadow from the filaments, so we're able to see through these soft white bulbs and see what the filament looks like. So let's see here. Oh yeah, we can see those filaments real good. So you can see how they're sharing one neutral line, and of course we have our two separate filaments here. Guess the smaller one is the 51 watt and the bigger one is the 153 watt. The smaller one has no supports and the bigger one has a support in the middle, and they're both vertical filaments. And then you can see where they go into the stem there and then down into the base. Very cool. This thing works pretty good. Alright, let's grab our socket here and screw in our Commonwealth Edison three-way bulb manufactured by Sylvania. And here it is. Let's turn off the light and turn on our bulb. We'll start with the low setting. In 3, 2, 1. Ooh, very nice. We got our nice incandescent color. You can see the filament a little bit through the soft white coating, and you can also see the shadow of the other filament. That's something that's always cool about these three-way bulbs, is you can see the other filament when you have just one of them on. And there's our beautiful etch. It's not the right side up. There we go. Looks very nice with the bulb turned on here. Here is an example of how bright the bulb is on the 51 watt setting. Now let's set the bulb to the 153 watt setting. It's a lot brighter now. And again, you can see the shadow of the other filament there. And here's what this looks like. And finally, we'll set it to the very highest setting, 204 watts. And it just got a little bit brighter. And you can see the two filaments glowing inside the bulb. Interestingly, this one side of it appears to have a thinner coating than the other side. And here's what this looks like in terms of brightness. Not too bad. Let's check what our power draw is like. I've unplugged the dimmer so that we don't get any weird readings. So we're running at 122 volts here. Let's turn this on, first to the low setting. We're drawing 53 watts, which is a little bit over 51, but not out of reason. Now we'll turn it up to the second setting. Wow, 158 watts. That's a little bit higher than I would consider to be reasonable. because it's supposed to be 153. That's 5 more watts than what it's supposed to be. But I guess filaments can vary a little bit during manufacturing, and perhaps it'll drop down a little bit as it's used, like they advertise on packaging. And finally, we'll bring it up to 204 watts, and of course this is just going to be a composite of the other two settings, so now we get 209 watts. So there's what our power draw is like. And now let's see what our color quality is like. I got this CRI test sample sheet that I made, which has the 15 main CRI test colors that they use scientifically when they test these bulbs. So this should be a reasonably accurate representation of the color rendering abilities of this bulb, at least I'd hope. So let's turn on this bulb here, and the camera should be pretty close to accurate as far as the coloring of the bulb goes. So let's take a look here. Of course, this is just an incandescent bulb, so this should have a perfect CRI, and I don't see anything weird. This looks great. Let's turn it up again to 153 watts. Still looks pretty good. And then here's the third setting. Again, the CRI looks perfectly fine. Alright, now we're going to try dimming the three-way bulb. Here we go. I'm only going to dim it on the highest setting to save time, because in reality, if you dim the lower settings, it'd still look pretty similar. So let's just start by dimming this all the way down here on the highest setting. You can see the two filaments there. It's pretty funny having them both real dim like that. You can see the smaller one's real floppy because there's no supports on it. But yeah, that's not doing anything there. So now we'll bring it up a little bit to about halfway. Now we get some nice usable light. So there's what that looks like. And then finally we'll bring it all the way up here once again. And there's what it looks like. Alright, well now that we have taken a nice look at the bulb, it's time to turn the lights back on and unscrew this bulb. Let's take one last look at the Commonwealth Edison three-way incandescent light bulb before we put it back in the package. So there's the base once again. Nice blob of solder on that. The bulb itself and the etch. Lovely, lovely bulb. Works pretty good too. Again, we have these real weird wattages on it, but it doesn't really affect the performance of the bulb in any way. And there we have it. The vintage Commonwealth Edison 51-153 204 watt incandescent three-way light bulbs. A very interesting three-way light bulb manufactured for Commonwealth Edison by Sylvania. Well, if you enjoyed what you saw, be sure to leave a like down below. Feel free to leave a comment, and if you want to see more cool lighting videos in the future, be sure to subscribe. See you next time.